You gotta get that money, don't be shy. I know you want me, suit and tie, come put it on me.
Okay, hey everybody. Welcome back to the Danger Zone podcast. I am your host, Elbert Danger Kim. And today is a special day because I'm being joined by my friend, Kayye.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
Good, man. How you been, man? I haven't seen Kayye in honestly like 3 years. We used to work.
I'm
back
good,
in the day
brother.
Together. You doing good?
Yeah, I'm doing good, bro.
How about today? You doing good today?
Yeah, I'm doing good today. Except I got a flat tire on the way over. Just my luck. It's just weird how that happened, but we good. We here.
That's life.
So yeah, it is. It is what it is.
I just spent like the past hour trying to find you on Braddock Road and come pick you up because that was fun.
Now I got to go back and get my car. So yeah, we good.
That's cool. It's all for the podcast, right?
Yeah, it happens. When something good happens, some got to get in the way. So I mean, we're here.
Yeah, like if you could just drive here, that'd be too easy, right?
Yeah, it definitely was. I was almost here too, but it just it didn't happen that way. So yeah.
All right, man. So today I got Kayye in the studio, and when I say studio, I mean my room, and we're about to talk about his music career. I didn't know whether to call you a rapper or an artist when I was introducing you in my last podcast episode. What do you like to go by? Are you a rapper? Are you an artist?
Basically when I started out, I was I call myself a rapper. Basically when I started out when I was like 9, a lot of people get this misconception of a rapper and an artist. I mean, a rapper is just somebody who it could be anything. You could be just freestyling, just rapping with your your homies or whatever.
Yeah.
But an artist is more somebody who's moving more towards like a career. So I mean, you can call me an artist because I'm transitioning right now. So
yeah, that's cool, man. Because basically what happened was I came back and I remember you talking about you wanted to have a music career like 3 years ago,
right?
And people say that, and back in the day, like. Even myself, I kind of subscribe to that whole belief system of like, the arts isn't really a way to go
right.
if you want to be successful. And then, you kind of realize that's a bunch of bullshit. And then I come back and I talk to Dex again, and like he just shows me a song that you had made, and it just blew me away, dude. Like I was just completely blown because it was just so good, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro.
And to get that far too, and like. I mean, I know it didn't feel like that little of time, like it was 3 years.
Yeah,
and it flew by for me because I was out traveling. But for you, it must have been like a lot of work during those 3 years to get to that point where you can make a song like that.
Yeah, and to be completely honest, it's crazy because the funny thing is the music that you heard. I don't know how much of it that you actually heard because I had a lot of it out there just playing for a while. It's been it was up there. I had
he showed me the SoundCloud stuff, and then he also showed me a couple tracks you haven't put up yet.
Yeah, it was. All of it should be on there.
All of it's there?
But a lot of it I kind of like put down a little bit, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But, the crazy thing is I talked about it 3 years ago, and it's to even get to the point where I was, like, it's a crazy story to how that even happened, how I even got to where I could be recording like that. But, I mean, 3 years ago, it's crazy that I've only been, to be completely honest, been recording all of those songs. That was within a year.
Yeah.
And I had actually been looking through like some of my old music, probably like 2 months ago. 2 months ago, I had went in my email to look for a song that I had in there. And and the crazy thing is, on that exact date was the day that I made my first song, that I had first started working with this producer that I know. He goes by the name Kenny P. Y'all can look him up on Facebook, but.
Yeah, I'll put a plug for him at the end too.
You know what I mean? The crazy thing is, like, I literally went in my email and I was in the house messing with the music, and I looked at my email the day that I was looking for this one specific this song that I didn't post.
Yeah.
And then I looked and I was like, wait. I looked down at the computer. I looked at the date, and then I looked at the date of the song, and I was like, bro, this is the first day that I started recording.
Yeah.
It's been a year. It was a year anniversary that I had to start messing with the producer, and I was like, yo, that's crazy. It was just
blast
like
from the past, like you just.
It was weird. I was like, yo, and I had only been all of those songs are only within a year.
Yeah.
I could have been working a lot more, but a lot of people don't understand that it costs money to go to the studio. It costs money to lease a lot of the beats, and
yeah, it's a process. And plus, like, you also gotta factor in the grind,
right.
You gotta work, you gotta pay the bills.
Those working a day job, trying to pay my bills, and then not only that, driving back and forth to the studio at night, bro. Yeah. Like, get off of work. Not even just that, just writing the lyrics myself to songs.
Trying to find the time. Like, there's only so many hours in the day.
You know what I mean? I love doing. I ain't gonna say I love doing it, so that's why I do it. Because I wouldn't be doing. I really would not. If it was something that I didn't like, I would not be going through all of this. I wouldn't have been, driving to the studio late at night, getting home, and then having to go to work. Get up in the morning and go to work. Because it's like nobody's gonna go through all of that.
Why the fuck would you do it if you didn't like it at all? So.
Right. I mean, some people do stuff that they don't like. So
okay, let's not get into that.
Yeah.
But So. Where did it all begin? So when you were a kid, you liked music. You always saw yourself as an artist, or is this where you thought you'd be?
I mean, all right. So basically, I started out doing music. I started out really wanting to do music when I was probably like 9. I was basically a rapper. 9-year-old, I would call myself a rapper. I would just rap around the house, and my mom, my brothers, my sisters, and they already referred to me as like a rapper.
Yeah.
When I was 9. And then probably by the time when I first got out here, I was probably like 11, probably like 10 or 11. And probably around like 10 or 11, I got like I asked my mom for a karaoke machine for Christmas.
Yeah.
And, basically me and my brother just basically wrote songs. We wrote our first, I don't think we even wrote songs. We probably wrote like one song. It's funny.
Yeah.
He's going to remember it. Yeah. One song.
You got a copy still?
No, it's funny. I know, you know what I mean? I could get paid off of that song. I know I'm not going to really say it, but it's funny. The song was called Ooey Gooey, and we were like, it was funny. It's funny how I don't want to say it because I don't want nobody to try to steal it, what I mean? Because I still remember it. But we got a karaoke machine, and basically we would just like record music off the radio with a tape, on a tape, and we would just record songs. We would just play it throughout the house. So I was probably about 11 years old. Fast forward probably a couple years, all throughout my next like early high school years, I always rapped. It wasn't not 1 year or 1 month that I probably didn't just rap. Either I was in school or I would just rap with like people around me. Like a lot of people, shout out to all my peoples over there at Forest Park. You know what I mean? Everybody I went to school with in Forest Park. Shout out to everybody that I went to school with. And
what's up, Forest Park?
And Potomac. Shout out to everybody that I went to school with. So, I mean, like, probably like throughout my early high school years, we used to always rap and beat on desks, with pencils and stuff like that.
So like your group of friends you're with at that point, like you guys would just meet up? Like that's kind of like your pastime? You just meet up, rap?
Yeah, I mean, it could be meeting up, yeah. But, it's funny, a lot of times back in middle, go back a little bit. Back in middle school is really where people actually met up. People would meet up in like the bathroom. And they would like really like freestyle battle. They freestyle battle at the table or in the lunchroom. They would freestyle battle. And I kind of took it in a lot of it, but I don't think what I mean. I don't think coming up. A lot of people like heard me do music, so most people knew that I could like rap. You know what I mean? They knew I had a little flow to me. Yeah. But I don't think to be completely honest, I'm not going to like up my head or anything like that or try to up what I'm doing, but I don't think people back then kind of knew that I actually really could rap because I could flow. Like I would sit and listen to people and I'm just like, dang, I know. I would hear them battling. And I'm like, yo, I know, like I got something for what he's saying. Like he might get this person out the way, but I don't think he can really take me as far as battling. Yeah. That's really back when I was, battling like that. But
did you build a name for yourself in terms of like
battling? Not really, because I didn't really take it. A lot of people just did it. We were young back then. You know what I mean? Yeah, we were just doing it just for fun. And then back then, that's another thing. When I started out, I was more of rapping, battle style type thing. That's the type of more of like,
that's a different type of rap. Like battle rap and like also just making your own songs.
And that's the difference between like a rapper and an artist. You know what I mean? You could be an artist and be a battle. You know what I mean? But you don't see too many. It may be sometime in the future where that happens, where a battle rapper may be an artist, but you don't really see too much of it because they're so grounded and they're so they're more on that side of battle rapping. It's a difference between getting on the stage and performing and then actually literally going up against a person, an opponent, and going head to head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's more about music than
right.
Being an artist. Because like I watch I used to watch Grind Time and I also watch King of the Dot right now and like all those battles. And I feel like the top guys up there, like they don't have a music career, but they have a career when it comes to like
battle rapping.
But it's because they don't really get into the musical aspect of rap. They just stick with the bars, the bars that they can throw up on stage. And destroy, dude.
It's more of a little wittier. I mean, but you have artists that can be witty. You know what I mean? Yeah. As far as like having bars.
Waka Flocka Flame.
Yeah. But you know, you got a few artists who can be a little bit witty. But again, it's not saying battle rap is a bad thing because it's a business. You know, you got a lot of people they're making good money off of it. That's what they do. That's their passion. So they're not really on. You know, they may look at an artist a little certain way, like, hey, you're more of like industry. You know what I mean? You're more of a song. You know what I mean? We're a little more gritty over here. But then again, I can't. You know, there could be artists that came in the game that might be battle rappers and they just like transition. Yeah, so
which I guess what I'm getting from what you're saying right now is that it's you can't just categorize it as just rap and hip hop. You gotta like break it out into different styles. Like you got battle rap, you got people who are, you know, doing hip hop,
right?
And then also people who are just being artists and creating in studios and stuff like that.
Yeah, because you know a lot of people. I don't think an artist would take more offense to it. I don't really see them, but I probably see a battle rapper. Taking more offense to, you know what I mean, trying to categorize them as the same thing because they're like, yo, you know, you gotta be a little more wittier, you know what I mean, if you're battle rapping because you gotta think on your toes, and that's what I used to do.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times when I got older, a lot of people are like, yo, bust a freestyle, and I'm like, you know what I mean, I could, but you know, I kind of changed up, you know what I mean, as far as what I wanted to see as far as music goes, and I moved forward, you know, a little bit more trying to make songs, you know what I mean, make actual good songs. Not saying battle rap is bad, you know what I mean, it's good to watch.
It's just what you want to do.
Yeah, it's really entertaining.
That's what it boils down to.
Yeah, so people will, you know, every so often, you know, people be like, yo, bust a freestyle, and I'm just like, you know what I mean, I don't really freestyle, like I can, but I don't really. You know what I mean?
You don't want to always be put on the spot. It's kind of like the same thing. Like, I'm going to comedy.
Yeah.
And then people are just like, yo, man, you comedian, be funny right now. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't just do that.
It's like if you were to ask, like, somebody in the game, like, yo, bust some of that old freestyle. And, you know, look at a person like, yo, that person, he got on, he's kind of changed. And it's like, you know what I mean? You get older and a lot of stuff that I used to, you know what I mean, do, I don't really do it anymore. So it's like I'm moving more towards the artist side and understanding the business, you know, and I don't think a lot of people understand that. But like back to the story of how I came in, I got into my earlier years freestyling, writing raps, you know what I mean, and I think that's where I kind of like started to being where I am now because I actually started writing. So I started writing earlier years. I kind of messed with music a little bit, left it alone for a little bit, came back, and you know when I came back into where I'm at right now. I got introduced to some people. You know, I was trying to do music. I got introduced to another guy by a mutual family friend.
Yeah, you just meet a person through another person. You make
he knew the other guy's wife, and he basically got me in the studio. You know, and I got into the studio. I met Kenny P. You know, Kenny P is a talented dude. You know what I mean, producer.
Yeah. Is he the guy who produces your songs right now?
Yeah, he produces my music. He engineers all of my music.
Yeah.
Kenny P, he's dope, man. He's dope on his beats. He's dope on his business side, man. Real cool dude building his team over there.
So, you know, you keep saying that being an artist right now is like having a business, right?
Right.
Can you like elaborate on that a little bit more?
This is the thing. It's always a business, you know what I mean? Yeah. There's nobody who's going to be in the game maintaining without having some form of like business aspect of it if they're in the game and they're not, you won't see them. You know, a lot of these artists, you know what I mean, you won't see them again because they're not on their business. You know what I mean? You gotta have a little bit of the business mind frame to be in this because it's not just rapping. You know what I mean? You could just it's a little bit of both. You know.
Yeah. But what about the people who join labels? You know, like they were an artist. They get noticed, and then they join a label, and then the label handles everything from marketing to the business side to sales and all that stuff. Would you say like there are people who just kind of pawn it off to other people?
You see,
instead of having to have the responsibility for themselves, and is that a good idea? Like, do you agree with that?
I'm not saying that's not necessarily a bad idea. I don't know if you know Tech Nine. You know who Tech Nine is? Real underground rapper. I haven't really heard too much of Tech Nine stuff. I might have to go listen to it. But I just heard more of Tech Nine on his business side. You know what I mean? He just made $9 million, bro. He just made $9 million. Now
I'm joking.
For like now, okay. So back to the question. I'm gonna kind of like give you like basically what I'm getting at with this. Okay.
Yeah.
I believe I was looking at something and it basically said last year, which was like the year just left. It was like probably I think I seen it in October or November or something like that. Months fly by, so I don't remember when it was.
Yeah.
It basically was like, yo, Tech-9 just made $9 million this year. And it was just link. It basically was like a list. I think it was Forbes list or top artist list.
Yeah. He's an underground guy.
Highest earners. So basically, you had the list, and so you see the list, and like a lot of people are like, "Oh, that's only $9 million."
Yeah.
So when you look at the crazy thing about it is you look at the list, and then you see the list. So when you look at the list, the top, he was probably like falling in with like. Not too like kind of like artists who's out there, but they're not really like the top like 5 in the game right now.
Yeah,
but they're still putting out music.
Top tier, but he was still making good money.
He was like probably I think it was like 10 or 11. It was like a few people because they ranked the same because they make the same money. I don't know how they figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you both got 9, who comes first? I don't know. But it basically when you looked at you looked at the list, and then basically on the list it was top artists like people you already knew. It was like Drake, Kendrick Lamar, a lot of these other dudes. You know what I mean? J. Cole, like people like that. You know what I mean? That you like people would expect to see. You know what I mean?
Then you have Tech-9 just randomly on there,
and then Tech-9 is on there, and then but the crazy thing is Tech-9's underground. Like a lot of people don't understand that. You know, a lot of underground rappers grind, so they don't have labels. They make their own labels. So
he made his own label.
Yeah, you can make your own label.
Yeah.
A lot of my man's Kenny P, the engineer, he has his own label, Dream Addicts. But so basically like he was underground, you know what I mean? He did a lot of the stuff himself, and he's been in the game for a while. So to think about it, you can look at a person that's on the top of the list and say, well, this person's a top artist. We expect him to have $50 million, $100 million, made $100 million. All these people, and then you got Tech-9, who's an underground artist, who's not mainstream like that. He's not on. You don't see him on TV, but he made the list, and he made $9 million. Only $9 million, but you know what I mean. He owns everything he has.
Yeah, he built it on his own.
He built it, exactly. Yeah. So when you look at the list, it's kind of like you start to look at the list like, okay, only $9 million, but you know what I mean? $9 million.
But like only $9 million. $9 million is a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, and he's banking $9 million, and he's not really paying nobody because that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's his money.
Yeah.
So then you like, you know, I had a lot of, not saying I don't have respect for the other people in there. You know, they got in the game however they got in.
Yeah.
But like, it's like I respect that because he's $9 million. You not really splitting too much with anybody. That's $9 million that you made, and that's for a year, just based off of your hard works. You know what I mean? So back to the question of, is it bad to be on a label? I'm not saying that it necessarily is. Is it bad to be on a major label? I'm not necessarily saying that it is.
I guess again, I'm not really trying to say like, is it bad or is it wrong? I'm just saying like,
is it better?
No. I'm just trying to see like, would you do that? Like, is that where you're trying to go?
I mean, right now, I don't really want to get on a major label, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
I'd rather stay a little bit more. Well, you know what I mean. Right here, I can't really say that in the future. I don't know what's going to happen as far as that goes.
Yeah, it's hard decision when they come up to you with a briefcase full of money and they're like,
yeah. I mean, even still, I probably wouldn't. I mean, I'm not too pressed to jump on it like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Right now, it's about the music. But I would think it's more of your own. You know what you feel, because it's like. You know, a lot of underground people don't understand. A lot of underground artists are eating. They're getting money. They may not be getting
as much money, but they're still making it.
But then again, and they may be getting as much money. They're gonna. It's more of, you know, with a label, they handle everything up front. They front you the money. It's like a bank, so they front you the money, and you know what I mean. And they put the money up.
Yeah.
And when you get a return, you know what I mean. They're gonna get their money first, and then you're gonna get your money. At the end of it, after they're gonna get their money,
their margins,
yeah. And with more of like an underground person, you're putting all your money up front. So whatever you make on the back end is yours. You're obviously gonna take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as, you know, you got to report on taxes. You know, it's a business, so you still got to do it that way. But that's a little bit of the difference. But I can't say being on a major label is bad. But I'm basically what I'm just saying is it's like it just depends on where you want to be and what you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you got the right people that can push you and put you forward, then you probably take the best option, whatever your best option.
Plus, it's not all about the money too, right?
Yeah.
It's about what you want to do.
Yeah.
Just like how you want to live your life.
Yeah, it's about the art. So, I mean, yeah, basically it's just based on what you want to do. If you want to be, if you want to just get on the main a big label, you're trying to get your name out there, then cool. A lot of people do it, but the crazy thing is you don't see too many people who come out and blow like that stay on for too long. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's what it is. I can't speak on nobody's situation. Is it the lack of making music, or it just got too much on the fame and there's no work ethic? You know what I mean?
I think it's the dollar bills, man. Eventually.
I don't really think it's the dollar bills, because I don't think so, because I don't think
you don't think that if you get to a point where like anything you put out, even if it's like not on par to what you were doing before, you can still collect a paycheck?
Not necessarily, because
like look at Nicki Minaj. Like she started out doing underground stuff too, and that's how she got noticed. And if you look at her old stuff, it's pretty good. Yeah. And then now she got like fucking Anaconda. Where she's just twerking and being like, Anaconda,
But that song's kind of sampled, so a lot of people like kind of felt it already. It's sampled off of Sir Mix-a-Lot somewhat.
Yeah.
But when you speak about that, I'm talking more about like people who came out and you don't see them again, because like people like the big heads in the game, their stuff is probably more likely to sell just because they're hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As what people expect, you know what I mean? Because everybody has their opinion. Somebody might be like, yo, that's trash. Somebody might be like, yo, that's dope. You know what I mean? They're big in the game, so they already got the buzz. They really know there's really no developing buzz around them. It's like you either accept what they're doing or you're not. But I'm just talking more about for somebody who's just fresh out coming in the game. As far as collecting a paycheck, I was
just talking about the big names. I'm not talking about people starting. I'm not talking about.
Oh, I was gonna say, because I don't think those people collecting checks.
No, because I'm talking. The reason I was talking about the dollar bills is because I was talking about like you're talking about the big names versus the independent names. I wasn't talking about
not necessarily independent. Maybe more fresh in the game people. Okay, not necessarily independent, but I was talking more about.
That's why I brought up Nicki Minaj, because
people who are in the game, they get signed to a label. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not necessarily, don't mean they're independent, but maybe they're not hot, they're not popping, they're just fresh in the game. You know what I mean? So they may be, let's say a female came out tomorrow and she was Nicki Minaj. Yeah. Not necessarily she was on like underground. Say she was mainstream, and maybe she doesn't sell as well, or maybe she just stopped doing music. You know what I mean? It kind of like fall off. So. I don't think that person's gonna really be collecting the check, you know what I mean? Or if the label shelf.
Yeah, away from the whole like.
Yeah.
Like collecting the check and making a name in that sense. Let's bring it back to you, man. Let's bring it back to you. Like what? Like how's it been going with you? So back to you're talking about how you met Kenny P.
Yeah.
He took you to the studio.
Right.
And you went from there, right?
Talented man. I gotta put him on there, you know.
Yeah.
You too, man. I appreciate you having me on. I can't forget about you.
Yeah, man. So like, you meet up with Kenny P.
Right.
You start. He produces your music, and like you go from there. So like, how's it been since then? Like, what have you been up to get to this point?
To get to this, all right. So the crazy thing is, to even get to this point, I went through so much stuff, man. Just everything, bro. Financially, it's been so much stuff, bro. Just even trying to stay focused to even get to this point before I even met Kenny P, man. Just working, trying to keep my mind focused, trying to balance everything. You know, you got to balance family. Everything isn't always about money. Sometimes you gotta have a balance. Everything can't always be about money, but you gotta kind of like balance your career and your family. Has to be. You gotta eat, so you gotta work. But it was just so much stuff, bro. Just job to job, moving from job to job. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Trying to have a passion for this. You know, losing jobs, keeping jobs. You know what I mean?
It's hard some days too, man. Like it gets overwhelming. Do you ever feel at that point? Like I definitely feel at some points.
Yeah, it does. You know, sometimes you just gotta step back and, you know what I mean, and leave it alone for a little bit just to have a passion for it. You know, to reignite the passion.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, you know what I mean. A lot of people I try to, I try to connect with. You know what I mean. As far as like talking, you know, I had a lot of people that I try to hit up. And, you know, that I was, you know what I mean, people that I was, like, cool with for years. I'm trying to hit people up, like, yo, I'm trying to put you on this song. I'm trying to put you on this music. And a lot of people kind of, like, shelf me, I feel like they kind of, like, you know what I mean? They wasn't really, like, you know, hit me back. So it's like, at that point, I'm just like, okay, now I just got to do what I'm gonna do because you know what I mean.
You got to do it on your own,
right?
And you can't depend on other people,
right? And I'm looking out, and and it's people that I mess with, so only time will tell. So I'm looking out for people. I'm like, yo, I want you on a song, and it's just not even just me, just like, hey, I want a free verse because I do music, bro. I can write people's songs. I'm a songwriter, bro. I write songs. I can do it in my sleep, bro.
You can sing too, man. Like you got a voice on you.
I don't really think I can sing, but yeah.
No. You want to give us a sample real quick?
No, I can't do that.
I can put you on the spot like that.
So, I mean, like, I was hitting people up. I feel like a lot of people. I don't want to stick too much on it, but I try to look out for people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People, and there's people that looked out for me.
Yeah. So you're trying to give back. Basically.
Yeah, and it's not even that, and it's just like somewhat, but it's just like I just look. You know what I mean? If I feel like that person's dope, and I'm like, yo, you make dope music, I feel like this is a song you should be on, and I feel like a lot of people just felt like, yo, it's more of a competition, bro. It's within itself, it is a competition. But if I look out for you and I feel we're cool, I would feel like, yo, I would expect you to at least say something. Even if you were like, yo, I don't want to get on a song, you know what I mean? At least let me know, bro.
That's what the weird thing about like the creative field is, like, it is kind of like a competition where, like, it doesn't have to be though.
Right.
Like, especially like with music and also in art and in comedy too. Like, if I go up on an open mic, right?
Right.
And I do some jokes, and let's say like I get some laughs, and like a guy who's been there for years, he did real bad that night.
Yeah.
Like, there's some jealousy that builds there. Same thing I feel like with artists and also just in musicians too. Like, they see someone else's success, or they see like someone's getting a leg up in any type of sense is like a threat to them almost.
Right. And the thing is, like, it's really, I mean, to be completely honest, there's really no competition, to be completely honest, because you are who you are. You know what I mean? I can't be you. You can't be me. Like,
and
you
like,
just come in
my
the world.
success isn't going to take away from your success.
Right.
It can help each other.
Right. And it's just like, you just stay in your own lane. People can compare our music as much as they want, but you don't have my brain. I don't have yours. So I don't think what you think. You don't think what I think. So it's like, as long as you do what you do and stay in your lane, you should be good. But I feel like, you know what I mean? When you stop focusing on what you need to do, that's where you go wrong. You start to stray when you like, oh, let me start focusing on what he's doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Has it made it hard to collaborate with people?
I haven't. You know what? I haven't really collaborated with anybody. I've collaborated with people in the past, but this is before I really even got into the studio.
Yeah.
I got a few people I want to collaborate with. My girl Shalika, she goes by Scooby. She's a rapper, real dope. Shout out to Shalika out there in Dumfries, VA.
What's up?
Yeah. I got a few. My homie, my brother, and my Kayye. I got a few other people. My brother, D, Dex. I actually I want to collaborate with him. I got a few other people that I want to collaborate that actually do music. I got a girl named Tiesa. She's a really good singer.
Yeah.
I want to collaborate with her. I already told her when I say she's dope, she's a dope singer.
Yeah.
So when you start to see people that around you, and there's a lot of people. I can see so much stuff on TV, and I can see so many people on TV, and it's like, yo, I know what that is. Now, I have, we have the power to create, like, whatever we want. Like, I can see a female, like, I can see her as a dope artist, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I can hear her singing on this song, you know what I mean? And if you already heard my music, you know what type of music I listen to, kind of like little laid back, smooth kind of. But
yeah, it's real chill. It's like really chill hip hop.
I feel like people kind of put me. I don't want nobody to put me in a box because, like, at the same time, I can make any type of music. To be completely honest, you really, you know what I mean. I just go with what I like. So I mean, if you listen to it, I'm not really making it because people like it. I just love it myself.
Yeah.
But
I totally agree with that, man. And like, are these artists like in our area, or are they just places?
No, these are people all I know. Yeah, these are people in the area that I know.
Yeah.
So yeah, Scooby, aka Shalika. Who else? My brother MIKE. Who else? Tiesa.
Yeah.
Couple other people. I can't really think of their names off of the bat.
Yeah.
But I got a few other people that I want to collaborate. But I don't want to throw too many names out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I just meant like, because you were talking about how it's been hard to like get people to like come on your songs and things like that. So have you found it? I was just asking, is it harder to get people to collab, especially in this area?
I really, you know what? I don't think that it's really actually pretty. It's not really hard because I've asked people. I'll ask you once, maybe once or twice. After that point, I'm probably not gonna ask again.
Yeah, because it shouldn't be like you're pursuing it.
Yeah, we got work to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we got to push this cart up the hill, you got to help me push. I can't constantly turn around to come and check on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If
they gotta meet you halfway.
Right. If I feel you pushing, then we gonna get up this hill together.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? I don't think it's necessarily hard. If I ask twice, then I'm probably not gonna ask again.
Yeah.
But it's been, you know what I mean? I got people who basically I want to get on music. The people that I named, their schedule's a little bit busy.
Yeah.
So that's what that's been as far as those people. Those are people that I really mess with. And even Kenny P, I haven't made a song. We were supposed to make a song, so I mean maybe that'll happen in the future. I never know. Who knows?
I also I heard from Dex that like you've been doing some shows recently too, right?
I haven't really did any. I did maybe like a few. I haven't done any shows in a while. Right now, I've been just like trying to work on, getting the aspect of everything, both sides, just the business and just like the hands-on. But, the people I want to collaborate with, their schedules are just a little bit hectic and they got lives, you know what I mean? Kind of like me.
They're just the grind, back to the grind.
Yeah, they got bills to pay and that's understandable. But, like a lot of the other people, I really want to put on music that I really mess with. I don't know what it is, bro. I try to look out for, people, and I mean, just like if it's a person I mess with, like you're dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want that whole, you feel some type of way, like, yo, I'm trying to stun on you. This is what I do. You know what I mean? This is what I have a passion for. So if I try to get somebody on a song, and you know what I mean, a lot of people just want that one day street fame type music. You know what I mean? That street fame. It's not really, you know what I mean?
You want to make something.
Yeah, I want to make something out of this. I don't want to just like. You know what I mean? It's not just for the women. They might hear the song and be like, yo, you sing it to the women and cool. You know what I mean? And, I love the ladies.
That smooth stuff.
I love the ladies,
Ooh, that R&B.
Right. I love the ladies. So,
love the ladies?
Shout out to them.
Hey, ladies, listen to this.
I love the ladies. I love the women, shout out to my homies, everybody that looked out for me, anybody that ever fed me, anybody that ever gave me an opportunity. So, you know what I mean?
So like you were telling me in the car, like you kind of brushed on it, but I feel like it was a really good point. Was like, when you're going this route, right? Like you're grinding, it's already hard that way,
right?
And you really gotta stay in a nice creative mindset to like really create, to really perfect your art and like create something that you're proud of, right?
Right.
But then like when you're surrounded by people who got that negative voice, when you're surrounded with so much negativity, it just really tears you down and like really doesn't help you out. And you were talking about how like you want to just remove that, right? Right.
I mean, but again, like I said, the negative voices don't matter so much if you have people around you who support what you're doing.
So you gotta find those people and like
you'll find those people. You gotta find those people. And just what I was telling my younger homie yesterday. He's like 16. Shout out to him. His name's Terrence. He actually works with me. My little homie. He goes to Potomac. Terrence.
He's got a future. Yeah.
Yeah. And he, we were just talking, you know what I mean? And he was just telling me about everything. He's like, yo, I just got a lot of people who I don't mess with, in school. So and he's 16, you know what I mean? I'm just talking to him.
He's forced to be there.
Yeah,
and
he wouldn't tell me. He was kind of like really reserved. And I was just like, bro, what's on your mind? He didn't tell me the day before, but he would come every so often. It would be something. So I'm just sitting there talking to him, and I'm just like, bro, we're in the car. And he's like, yo, I just have a lot of, people at school I don't mess with. So I'm just talking to him or whatever, and he's just like, yeah, man, I don't talk to people, I don't interact. And I'm just telling him, like, basically, the people who are for you are gonna find you. Yeah. The people who share the common things like you, they're gonna find you. So really, a lot of times people try to turn around and try to go look for people. They try to fit in. You don't need to fit in. And fitting in is not always the goodest things, because if you try to fit in, the people you're trying to fit in with are probably not doing stuff that you're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Not saying that there's a set rules for how you're supposed to do things, but like, they might end up be doing something that might, you know what I mean, get you in trouble. Like,
you shouldn't follow the norm, because the norm isn't always the right thing.
Sometimes you got to be alone, to be completely honest. Sometimes you got to be alone until those people that share the same common interests find you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was just telling him, like, yo, don't chase people. He's just like, I don't interact a lot. I'm like, bro, the people who are for you are going to find you. You don't need to chase people. You don't need to try to keep people in your lives. You know what I mean? Too many times we try to carry people into our lives and keep them in our lives. And
sometimes you just got to let them go.
Yeah, sometimes you're putting more effort in. When you step back and you start to see you doing more effort than the next person, you just got to leave them alone. You just got to let them be. You know what I mean? Because it's only going to break you down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree.
It's like trying to move something momentum, and this person is just like they don't want they act like they want to move the cart, but they don't really want to move it. It's just like they want to sit. You know what I mean?
It's about meeting you halfway. Like if you're just always messaging somebody and they just half-ass.
That goes with anything. That goes with friendships. That goes with relationships. Yeah, you hear more of like relationships. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Friendships, that's probably more of like school. Like you see that in school, but it happens in life later on. But you got to have somebody meet you halfway. Yeah. And the thing is, when people meet you halfway and you have a common interest, it's easier and it's a lot easier and it's less stress on you, and it makes you actually want to do more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're meeting me halfway opposed to me trying to pull this cart by myself, and it's like, yo, you with me, so I feel you. So now let's move this cart. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a great feeling when you meet people who are like-minded, man.
And not only are they going to give you your momentum, you might have double the momentum you had when you were just pulling the cart by yourself. And maybe you know what I mean? For somebody else that's just sitting on it and you're pulling it. You know what I mean? I keep using that cart reference, but that's just how
it's a pretty good metaphor. I totally agree with that. Sometimes it does feel like you're just pulling a cart by yourself.
And when you got those people who are going to push you, they're going to push you. And I want to shout out, man. I want to shout out to everybody who helped me. There's a lady out there by the name of Candace. Got another homie that comes up there. I forgot what his name is. I do not remember his name. He drives a little Volkswagen. He comes to my job. Shout out to him. Shout out to his nephew, Tori. Everybody that helped me. You know what I mean?
These people help you pull the cart?
These are the people who motivate. You know what I mean? These are, my mother, D. A lot of people, a lot of my brothers, my sisters, my family, my friends, everybody who put me forward. You know what I mean?
It sounds like you have a lot of support. You know
what I mean? And that's basically what you need. You need that ground support, to be completely honest, because not everybody's going to support what you're doing, even if you try to look out for the best interest for them. But you don't want to focus more on that. But I want to thank a lot of people, because it's crazy. I have people that support me that know me, but it's crazy that I got a lot more people that support me that don't know me.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it takes. A lot of times it takes people who don't know you to support you, because they don't, you know what I mean? Not necessarily saying that they don't need to know you on a personal level, but it's just like maybe they hear your music, hear your story, and they just like, yo, I can relate to that. And, a lot of people might be a little bit closer to me, and they might be like, I know you, this and this and that, and whatever the feeling is. I don't know.
I feel like with your friends and family, it's because they do know you, that they support you. And like what,
right.
I mean, granted, with a podcast or like you putting your art out there, or
right.
you being a public figure or something,
right?
Like they can't know you on a personal level, but at the same time, like when you go on a podcast like this, and they kind of get a snippet of your life, and
right.
that's why they can kind of show support. Is like they can relate,
Right. And I just I don't know what it is, bro. It seems like more people who don't know you will support you before a lot of the people that you grew up with, and that just seemed like what it is. It shouldn't be like neck and elbows, you know what I mean?
Well, I feel like the people you grew up with, I mean, if we're not talking about family, if we're just talking about like, people we used to be friends with way back in the day.
Right.
I feel like you're young, you're changing, and eventually like people pick different paths, and like, friendships fade,
right.
connections fade, and then you build new ones,
Right.
So you'll meet new people because you're growing in the same direction as them.
Right. And if we're all, we're all passionate about the same things. No matter if we mess with each other for a little bit as far as making songs, and we made like, hey, let's shake hands. I'm gonna go my way. Even that's cool. I don't feel the whole trying to stun on the next man type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not. That's not really what it's about. It's more about the craft itself. If you really love something, then do it. You know what I mean? If you want to go, I don't know, go build a house. Build a house. If you want to start a business. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just do what you want to do.
You know what I mean? Yeah, don't send me the negativity because I'm doing what I love to do. You know what I mean? And I just feel like it's a lot of that. It's a lot of that shunning. You know what I mean? I don't have hate for nobody. I really don't. Because at the end of the day,
what are you putting out in the world?
It doesn't make sense. I just do what I love to do, and I just feel like the people who are going to be with it are going to be with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like I may have been a little bit more bigger if I had a lot of those people who claim to support me were actually, support me like that. I may be a little bit bigger, but we're not going to speak on that. I want to thank God for the people who I do have, the people that actually keep me motivated to do what I'm doing right now, that actually looked out for me.
It's about what you have right now. It's not about what you don't have.
Right.
It's a good way to think about it.
Right.
What would you say is like the biggest inspiration for you right now? Like your family or?
It's a little bit, my family. just anything I go, everything's a lesson. Just anything I see in everyday life, just as far as like my friends, I rap and I do a lot of singing. People may hear that singing side, but there's a lot of stuff that I wrote that I haven't recorded that sounds a little bit more underground. A lot of that sounds a little bit more mainstream.
Yeah.
But a lot of stuff I wrote that sounds a little more underground. It's just like everyday life in general. I think people hear that they might, they can relate to it. It's kind of dope. You know what I mean? Life ain't always sweet. Everything isn't always everything to even get to this point where it's a blessing, bro, that you put me on the show to be, voice. So
I'm just glad you came on, man. It's always great to have, new people on, and like it's good to catch up. I haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, even to get to this point, to even talk, to even say what I had to say, like I went through so much stuff, and I'm still going through a lot. Just even trying to achieve what success is it's a trial and error. You know what I mean? It takes a lot.
And you got to keep going. You got to pick yourself back up.
Right. And you know what I mean? And I'm just going to keep doing what I do. Like I said, I don't have no hate for nobody. I don't have no hate for nobody and what they're doing, their craft. You know what I mean? There's no need to hate for anybody unless, you're not focusing on what you need to focus on. Focus on what, drives you and makes you passionate. You feel me?
Yeah.
And when you do that, you don't have no reason. You wouldn't have no reason to hate on anybody else unless,
Yeah. I feel like you hate on other people because you're just projecting what's inside you.
Right.
Like, if you're unhappy with where you are in life, then you're going to be nasty and negative to other people, too.
Right. And I mean, I'm going to show love at every corner. I'm going to show love to everybody who supported me. You know what I mean? I'm not going to hate. You know what I mean? I'm going to show love to everybody.
You.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You know what I mean? I'm going to show love to everybody that supported me. I'm not going to hate on anybody. You know what I mean? And if they don't appreciate the craft, then that just is what it is. I got to move forward. I can't do it. You know what I mean? Because I'm only going to keep getting bigger.
Yeah.
I'm only going to keep getting no matter what I do.
Yeah, I believe so, man. Like, I think you got a lot of potential where you're going, dude. And, like, again, like, I really like your music, dude. And
I appreciate
I'm really
it,
happy you made so much progress.
Yeah. And people need to stop getting music confused, man. Stop confusing the music with everyday life. Some of the stuff is real, but you need to separate. I'm just talking about people in general. You know what I mean? Stop. You know what I mean? Don't, if I'm making songs and, I'm speaking on what I was feeling at the moment, don't take that as my everyday life. Because if you listen to the music changes. You know what I mean? You can hear, it might be a different story. You know what I mean? So a lot of those people, a lot of those people who feel like, I said this in the song, you know what I mean? That's in the past. You know what I mean? As far as like homies goes, that's in the past, brother. If it's in the past, it's in the past. As far as like, females go, bro, that's in the past. If I was feeling a certain way at a certain time, that's just how it is. Who's to say I'll wake up tomorrow? I might wake up tomorrow and I might feel crappy. I may wake up and I might feel on 100. So don't just assume when you see me, you can speak. You don't gotta act awkward when you see me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to say anything. And a lot of people get, and I've met people, my friends, and they just like hype my head up. They're like, yo, man, we love your music, you're an artist, and then every time they see me, yo, it's my man, this and this and that. And that's cool, you know what I mean? But I'm just laid back, bro. I really just do it. For me, it's just doing what I do. It's cool. It's nice for somebody to walk up like, oh yeah, y'all heard my music? Oh, for real?
But you want to be seen as a person too, not just, just the music.
Yeah, don't see me as like an object. Don't see me as, my one man said the other day, a homie, he was like, yo, Kayye's a god. And then my other man's like, no, don't say that. You know what I mean? And I feel him. What he was, man, shout out to my homie Eric, Eric Trejo. Shout out to my homie Jeff. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Red, a.k.a. Derek.
Yeah.
Basically, I feel what he was saying. Basically, what he was just saying, I don't think he was necessarily saying I was a god. He was just basically saying, I really mess with your music tough.
Yeah.
And they mess with my music tough, so.
He was just probably just joking around, like
right.
Trying to build you up, like, yo,
right.
He's a shit, man. He's gonna be number one on the charts soon.
And I ain't looking for that. I ain't looking for that shine. And it's not, like I said, it's not really trying to shine on anybody. You know what I mean?
It's just about the music, right?
I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade. Yeah, I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade. You know what I mean? When you when you go to a certain path, you got to do this. You know what I mean? When I paint pictures, you know what I mean? If I paint I'm an artist and I paint pictures, you know what I mean? When I go to put the picture up on the wall, it's not necessarily to say to people like, yo, I'm trying to outshine you because your photo's on the wall. It's just my work. It has to be seen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It took me time and thought to put it on this canvas and to find the right colors to do it. So
it's not a competition.
Right. It's not really a competition. I'm just doing what I'm doing. It's all love, you know what I mean? It's not necessarily about the money, but you got to make some money, and there's a lot of money out here to be made. So I'm not really trying to get over on the next man.
Trying to tear them down. You want to
No,
build them
I'm
up.
not telling. I mean, and even if I say something in the song, you know what I mean. That's just how I'm feeling at the time. I'm gonna be real. I'm not gonna necessarily sugarcoat things. If I feel like you're acting funny towards me, I'm gonna say it. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel.
Yeah, it's just good to be honest.
I'm just gonna be honest. You know what I mean? Honesty is the truth. I don't know about really sugarcoating things. You know what I mean? Because I don't feel like people respect sugarcoating. I feel like people will step on you when you sugarcoat things and try to. It's okay to be cool and nice, and it's not. You don't always want to be confrontational, but. Like I said, people ain't gonna know how you feel unless you say something. You know what I mean? And they respect that. They may not like you, but they may respect what you're saying.
Yeah.
If you be honest with them, like, okay, this is how you feel, and that may open up for conversation. Like, okay, this is what happened. Okay, well, this is why I feel this way. Well, I wasn't doing it this way. This is what happened. Okay, we come to an agreement, and we understand each other. Yeah. But I feel like when you constantly sugarcoat things, people kind of like, okay, everything's gravy, everything's good. But I mean,
fake.
If it's not really that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
people won't ever know.
Because eventually the truth's going to come out.
Eventually the truth's going to come out, and it's not going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might be more confrontation.
It's going to be worse than if you just had been honest in the first place.
Right.
I feel like that's always the case.
Right.
But
and it's confrontation, you know what I mean? A lot more confrontation than anything. But, like I said, man.
Yeah, I think we're going to wrap the podcast up for today.
All right.
But, yo, man, like, I'll give you time right now to do a plug for you. Anything you want to say right now for...
just check. I would just basically say, just check me out on Facebook, Kayye 215, and then definitely my SoundCloud is Kayye 215. I'm definitely just gonna just try to continue to do music. That's right now. I'm working on being a producer, working on just being an artist, working on the whole business side, and just trying to. Further myself. Whatever happens. I'm just going to keep doing it. And I'm definitely trying to be a songwriter for, maybe I'll write songs for one of these big artists, Shout out to Neo. I respect Neo. Shout out to a lot of the big names out there. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. Shout out to a lot of people that, shout out to all the local artists, man. Everybody that's out there grinding, that's trying to get their name up, man. Shout out to y'all too, because I don't want to get onto, shouting out these big heads and, not give respect to those people. Shout out to everybody out there that I know that's on their craft, the people I don't know, the people who working hard at what you're doing, or no matter if it's music or whatever you're doing, just, stay passionate about what you're doing. And, don't let anybody deter you, and just, just stay focused. Maybe I'll look back at this podcast one day and I got to reiterate it to myself, I just got to stay focused. So, just stay loyal to what you do and, just work hard.
Yeah, don't lose your way. Just keep going.
Yeah, man. Just it's kind of like when you see the light turn yellow and you're supposed to slow down, just speed up. Keep going.
I'm not sure about that one.
Just keep going.
Yeah. Just run the red. Fuck road rules.
But, I'll beat the law.
That's Kay. Really glad to have you on the podcast today.
Yeah,
dude.
Elbert, appreciate it, brother. Most definitely.
If you enjoyed the clip that I played in the beginning and the clip that I'm about to play at the end of this podcast, check Kay out on SoundCloud. The link's going to be in the description below. And show your support. If you like his music, can you get it on iTunes, or can you
just definitely contact me. We're going to work on that because I'm still doing a lot of music.
Yeah.
We're going to push a lot of music. We're going to try to sell some singles.
What's the best way to contact you?
The best way to contact me is probably on Facebook. You got my Facebook. My Facebook is Kayye. Or you can check me out on my main Facebook, which is known as KNOWNASKAYYE.
Cool. I'll have those links in the description below also. So definitely check that out if you want to check out Kay's music. And if you want to get into contact with Kay, because we were talking about collaboration. Collaboration's good. It's good to share music. Good to get
It's always good to collaborate with people,
Good to get people with like-minded, with like minds and create something beautiful.
Yeah, most definitely.
So,
beautiful thing.
Yeah, check out Kay, and I'm real glad to have you on the show.
Yeah, appreciate it,
Check out the Danger Zone podcast. Tell people about it. There will be more guests later on. I think next week we're going to have Phil on again, if you liked... Phil, you know Phil.
Yeah, I know Phil. Yeah, Big Phil. He sat in this seat, man.
Oh, yeah.
Worldwide legend.
Yeah, he's a legend, dude.
Young Phil.
I'm going to get his picture up in this room.
Yeah, man. We need that.
Yeah, so next time I'm going to have Phil on the show. We're going to be taking shots of Goldschlager and talking about a bunch of nonsense. So if you want to be around for that, stay tuned. And
stay tuned with my man, yo. Stay on his podcast. He's doing his thing, bro. He's only going to get bigger.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it, Kay. All right, everyone. Catch you guys next Tuesday, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.